There's that. Hey, Daniel.
So do we have any good multitaskers in the room?
No one's good enough for me.
Well, I
What do you mean?
could be. What do you mean?
So, like the packets that would go home to lions at school, like potential lions, like we usually put a boy's life bookmark and a pencil in there. Would anyone be willing to do that while they listen? Okay. I have to dial into the conference. That's what I have to do right now. It is.
I do.
This service is provided in high definition by freeconferencecallhd.com. Please enter your access code followed by the pound. This menu will repeat. Please enter your access code. Access code accepted. Please wait. You are the only participant in this conference.
For those of you that are on the live stream, we're going to get started probably about 6:03, 6:04, just to allow everything to kind of settle down and we've got some late, some stragglers coming in, so I apologize for the delay.
Hello?
Hello, I think you're connected.
I've got you on my screen as well, standing right there in front of a beautiful lion.
Cool. So, once we actually get started, it'd be great to, for everyone on the conference call to put their phone on mute. So for some people who can multitask, we're stuffing some line envelopes that are going to go home to families. And there's, I can't do two things at once, but some people can. So thanks for those. I don't think so. Did we run out of any materials for you? Thank you for those who are helping. Thank you for those who are deciding to focus as well, because you probably know your strengths and weaknesses.
This should be one pencil and not a packet of pencils, right?
Correct. Like I said, we're going to get started at like 6:03, 6:04. Just wait for the other last track.
So I'm putting the pencil on the button. Yeah. All right. After that.
We are putting magazines in the next doing pencils and books.
Pretty much you get a magazine and pencil and bookmark each on. Not yet.
Hey, Jim.
The people are paid for doing this, right? Yeah, we're getting paid.
All right. I'm gonna go check the scout shop, see how big the line is there.
Tracy Grant with Nebraska After School Program.
Oh, geez, that guy's here.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to take attendance on the phone, and if whoever has the attendance sheet could write down who says their name on the phone. So if you're on the phone, will you speak up?
So Oliver Berglund, TAC 357.
All right. We have Oliver. Thanks, Oliver. Good to hear you.
Tracy Brandt, Northeast Nebraska After School Program.
Tracy. All right. Well, that's that. And it looks like we probably have a handful of people that are on the live stream as well.
It looks like we probably have a handful of people that are on the live stream as well.
Oh, that was me. So if you are on the phone, could you please mute your phone so that you don't get the feedback from the live stream? All right. So my name is Luke McNeese. I serve as the district director for scouting here in the Soaring Eagle District. I'm a Eagle Scout, class of 2001. Been serving as a scouting professional for about 5 years. Before I was a scouting professional, I was fresh out of college and worked at Northern Tier National High Adventure Base in Ely, Minnesota for about 3 years as my kind of summer job. So I've got a lot of experience with scouting, but here tonight we're excited to talk about the new Lion program. And so there's a lot of really cool aspects that we'll talk about tonight. We'll give you a brief introduction to the program, talk a little bit about some hands-on application. The beginning of this, I'll talk a little bit about the history of how the program was developed and some of the core issues that it's designed to solve. Later in the presentation, I'm going to have a keyword for anyone who watches this later or did not chime in when we took attendance. And you'll be able to email that keyword to me so that I know that you watched the presentation. But then after that, we'll continue to support people until they participate in training. Because training is important, especially for new programs. All right, I am going to shut this. All right, so the Lions program is the Boy Scouts of America's official pilot program for kindergarten age youth. So this program is being piloted in about 200 of the 300 councils this fall, and and this is the second year of we had an alpha last year and then a beta pilot this year. So there was about 10 councils last year that participated in the Lions program, and then a handful of councils this year, which brought our and that was all fed into from about a 6-year pilot that occurred in the Minneapolis-St. Paul Council, where we were, they've had some long-term studies of of the Lions program and really tracking, you know, how those kids entered the program, and then if they went on to Boy Scouting and how their Boy Scouting program was affected by participating in the Lions program. So there's really cool data on that. If you would like more information on that, just let me know. I've got some executive summaries from their program. So the Lion program is designed to address two core issues in the current Cub Scout program. The first one of those core issues is that the families are kind of participate in like a water hose effect when they join Cub Scouts. We ask them to buy a uniform. We ask them to participate in the popcorn sale. We ask them to their parents to start stepping up as leaders, and all that in the first night. And that's going to happen next week for a bunch of new Tiger families. And so what the survey of the families that dropped out of Scouting says that that's part of the reason they dropped out of the program, is because we kind of turned on that Scouting water hose to them. The Alliance program is designed to ease families in to Scouting. You know, we're going to go with a T-shirt instead of a full field BSA field uniform. We're going to go with a shared leadership model mentored by a Lion guide instead of you need to be the Tiger Den leader right now. So that is so we're gonna say it's highly discouraged for you to participate in the popcorn sale, but if you would really like to, you can. We're not asking you in the Lions program to meet every week like we are in the Cub Scout program. We're only asking you to meet twice a month, one for a den meeting and one for a den activity. So the other core issue that it's designed the Alliance program is designed to address is the leadership selection issue. So right now in the Cub Scout program, we usually pick the sucker that raises their hand first to be the Tiger Den leader. Now that person may not be the most organized or the best den leader for that den. That just might be the person who has the most initiative, and they may not make the best Tiger Den leader. And unfortunately, there's so much of youth scouting experiences that rely on that Tiger Den leader. For the new families that we onboard over the next couple weeks, 30% of those families are going to drop out of Scouting in the first 3 months of participating in the program. So here in Soaring Eagle, we're gonna onboard about 1,000 youth in the Cub Scout program. 300 of those families are going to drop out, and they're going to drop out because of two core reasons. The first one of that is they don't know when their next meeting is. They'll come to the school night for Scouting, and they won't even know when to come back for the next meeting. And then the second reason they'll drop out is that they get to that meeting and it's disorganized and not fun. So the Lion Guide approach with shared leadership as well as an experienced den leader leading the Tiger Den is designed to address that issue. Does anyone have any questions about the issues we're addressing and kind of the history of the program? Well, that's not part of the national slide deck, but that's information I would like to share with everyone tonight. So I'd like to welcome everyone for this Lion Guide orientation. And thank you very much for taking the time. Your role as a Lion Guide is very important. So you're going to help kindergarten age boys and families enjoy their first experiences in Scouting. The third competitive advantage that I did not mention is that a lot of our competition programs, like athletic-based programs or 4-H or any other programs that are going on for elementary age youth, a majority of them are starting at kindergarten, and so it's nice that we're going to be able to start up right beside them during that program. So you're going to be creating Scouting memories that'll last a lifetime and build stronger families and help families discover the fun of Scouting. If you're at the Soaring Eagle Roundtable a couple of weeks ago, I told you that we're going to, over the course of this month, we're going to be recruiting 60 to 70 Eagle Scouts out of the Soaring Eagle District. About 1,000 kids, 6 to 7% of kids earn their Eagle. So we're starting their Scouting journey. And some of that journey is going to start in this Lions program this fall. And these memories that families are creating, and we're going to build stronger families here in Western Omaha because of the Lions program. So a couple pieces of information that you need to know is youth must be 5 years old by September 30th and not yet 7 years old to participate. Now, most kids that are just enrolled in kindergarten, we shouldn't have to really check that. Let the registrars check that. I don't want you to interrogate every kid and ask them their birthday and doing math on School Night for Scouting. So remember, this is designed as an introduction program to the Cub Scout program. This is not designed to fully onboard families into Cub Scouting. We're going to try to ease families into Cub Scouts. So this should be implemented as the curriculum is written to ensure the validity of the pilot. What that means is if the adventure says that you should go on a hike with your tigers, you should go, or your lions, you should go on a hike with your lions. You shouldn't skip that part of the adventure. The best thing you can do is fully implement the pilot and then provide feedback, because there's no way that the program will ever get better unless you provide feedback. And we'll talk about the feedback mechanisms a little bit later in the presentation. So we've got 5 key objectives for the overview of the Lions program. So we're going to have fun while achieving our desired outcomes. It's going to be active and hands-on and fast-paced. So there should not be a lot of lecture in the Lions program. It should be very, very fast-paced, hands-on. Remember, we're dealing with a whole new age group that a lot of us have not participated with yet, is those kindergarten age boys. And I know that we're not doing hour-long lectures to kindergarten age youth. So focus on value-based content and family-based programming. So just like in the Tiger program, each lion is going to be required to have an adult partner participate with them. And so, so that's going to be 2 years of families having to be at every single meeting. What better time to kind of build the relationships, identify the strengths of those parents, and recruit them to be your den leaders, or your assistant cub masters, or your treasurers, or your camp coordinators, or your dessert coordinator, which is my favorite position in Cub Scouts. All right, so we're working on the 3 core aims of Scouting, and then the 2 objectives that we added on when we revamped the Cub Scout and Boy Scout program, which is character, citizenship, personal fitness, outdoor skills and awareness, and leadership and life skills. So 2 years ago, the Boy Scouts of America actually enumerated leadership and life skills and outdoor skills and awareness as 2 of the things that we've taught for 100 years, but we've never said that we actually did that. So now, in the new Cub Scout program and the new Boy Scout program that was just revamped, programming K through 12 is all based on those 5 core activities. And we're starting to teach teamwork in the Lions and Tiger program, which we waited until Weeblos to start teaching teamwork and working together to accomplish a task. So, so that's exciting, because working as a team is really fun. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to have youth complete, or we're going to have Lions complete youth applications. So those youth applications are going to be completed just like everyone else that participates in Scouting. Question that I got earlier this week is that there's no bubble on there for Lion adult partners. There's bubbles for Tiger adult partners. So just mark it as that's the place where you're going to mark on that application. The parents will have to complete the bottom of the application and complete their birthday and email address. Those are kind of those 2 critical portions of the bottom half of the youth application. Now the Lion Guide should complete a BSA adult application and then use the leadership position description of LG or Lion Guide application. Now if your adult's already registered and you want to leave them in that position, you don't have to submit a new application, but you will, some of the surveys later this year will be generated off people who are registered in that Lion Guide registration. So you might not get the survey from the national office about making the program better unless you're registered as Lion Guide. All right, so why do you need to start? So you're going to need a youth hand, an adventure book, a leader book, and an adventure sticker kit. What's really cool about this kit is sold as a $9.99 bundle for with the leader book and the youth book all bundled in one. So we're expecting shared leadership with the Lions program, and it's a lot easier to have shared leadership if the parents already have the leader book. It's really hard if you're expecting your Tiger Den to have shared leadership, but you don't even give them the curriculum or the Den meeting plans to participate in. And instead of adventure loops, which we have in the Cub Scout program, you're going to have adventure stickers. And there's going to be five required adventures in the Lions program, unlike the other 7 adventures that you use to complete in the Cub Scout program. So no adventure loops in Cub Scouting, just adventure stickers. And those stickers are going to go right in their book. So the T-shirt is going to be their official BSA field uniform. So it should be treated just like their their blue or tan uniform in the Cub Scout program. And so that's going to be sold at a $9.99 price point as well. And so all that is available in the Scout Shop. And I think those hats are about $12.99. Hats are optional, but they're pretty sweet.
They just told me today that if you buy a shirt and a hat, you get $3 off on the hat.
Heck yeah! So that's exciting. All right, so your basic structure, we're going to have dens of 6 to 8 boys. That's a unique concept that the Boy Scouts have been using for 100 years. And if you're a den leader trying to run a den of 12, you're crazy. So highly, highly recommend that if you have more than 8 boys, then you should consider forming 2 lion dens, which means you're going to need 2 lion guides. So your structure is going to be 1 den meeting a month, and then a den adventure or outing. And then, so that could be your field trip for your entire family, or your adventure for that month or your outing that month could be participating in a pack meeting. Now, some recommended pack meetings might be your blue and gold banquet, might be your Christmas or holiday party, might be some sort of like, if you have some sort of May pack picnic or something like that. So we're not asking Lions to participate in every pack meeting because we're trying to minimize the water hose effect that I referred to earlier. So 2 to 3 pack meetings a year. And then remember those field trips or those adventures or go see it's are all going to be in that, that should be happening once a month. Remember, the new Cub Scout program is heavily, heavily focused on the outdoors. The previous Cub Scout program did not have a lot of outdoors. The feedback said that we needed to add more outdoors in the scouting program, which is a little weird. But that's what has been delivered in the new Cub Scout program and in the Lions program. So we're taking these kids on hikes. It's really sweet. All right, so our Lion Guides need to set the example. So you're the best way that I've described the Lion Guide position is you're a mentor to those new families. So what you're agreeing to do is help those families agree to a meeting location and time. So you're going to be that coordinator as that Lion Guide. You should be the person communicating weekly about doing weekly communication via email, mass text, Facebook, whatever your venue of communication is. Making sure that all of your families are on the same page. Remember, the 2 reasons why kids drop out of Cub Scouts is one of them is they don't know when the next meeting is. All right? So your role as the Lion Guide is to be that communication hub. So you should prepare and plan for the initial den meeting. So you need to set the example. Remember, these people have never seen any den meeting before. So if you want your den meetings to start late for the next 5 years, then you should start it late. If you want your den meetings to start – yes. Yep. Go ahead with your question.
You've never seen any den meetings before. Luke, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Want you to start late for the next 5 years? You should start it late. If you want your den meetings to start. Hey, hello?
Yep, I can hear you.
Oh, hey, sorry, there's a delay.
Yeah.
Hey, on the Lion Guide, is it supposed to be a parent of the kindergartner, or is it supposed to be somebody outside of the kindergarten group?
Okay, great question. So the question was, should it be a parent of the kindergartner, or should it be someone outside of the kindergarten group? So the answer is it should be someone outside of the kindergarten group, unless you have an experienced leader that this is their 2nd or 3rd kid that's ready to lead a lion, to be a Lion Guide. So that's kind of your combo answer. So it's highly discouraged for you to show up to your school night for scouting with no Lion Guide and just say nose goes to picking your Lion Guide. So this should not be just another den leader. So it should not be someone, you should not be recruiting this person from the floor. It should be someone you're familiar with. Again, they're setting that tone for the den programs for the next 5 years. So your Tiger through Weeblos 2 den is going to be pivoted off the expectations that are set by that Lion Guide. So if you always have an adventure every month and it's awesome and it's well planned and it's well executed and well resourced, then whoever takes over as that Tiger den leader is going to do that because most of them have no clue what scouting is or what a den meeting looks like. So this is your opportunity to pivot unless that's how your packs and dens are run. So then you show them the first den meeting, and then you rotate around, having each adult partner who already has their leader book take their turn or their try at running a den meeting. So now you've tested, then throughout the year, you've tested everyone, and you've found, and you're going to be able to quickly identify who's going to be your best Tiger Den leader. So you'll be able to identify maybe Billy. Billy's the one who was highly organized, sent out the email, even though you had already communicated, organized the trip to the fire station, had hoses blasting, had a relay, had everything going on with that den meeting. So he's going to be your adventurous guy, but he's probably highly organized, and he probably did not want to commit at that night at school night for scouting because he didn't have his calendar in front of him, or he didn't know what night of the week the den meeting was going to be, and he's not going to make a commitment unless he can follow through on that commitment. So, or it may be Sally who's a Girl Scout leader, but she's not going to tell anyone she's a Girl Scout leader, and she's very well organized. But you'll learn that over the course of building that relationships with those parents. So again, your lion guide is that kimosabi or mentor to those families. So this is that shared leadership structure. As you, as the lion guide, needs to be checking in with that parent that's going to be running the den meeting. So some may have said that I've tried shared leadership in the past and it doesn't work. Well, I would challenge that you might not have supported or set the right example for that den leader. So make sure you're supporting them, saying, do you have your materials ready? Do you have any questions about the lesson plan? Do you have the logistics worked out? Do you have the facility reserved? Kind of supporting them, just parents did when you were learning how to do things. So make sure you're supporting that adult partner that when it's their turn. Because they may be a super huge introvert. They may never get up and speak in front of people. They may never organize things. And so, but we're going to have some family growth because of this too. And you got to be that person that steps up and helps those families. All right, so your adult partner. So what we're asking families to commit to is participate with the lion in all meetings, take turns showing leadership. And leadership is easier when everyone takes a small part. And it's going to be fun because everyone can contribute to the den's success. All right, so how do you lead a den meeting? Well, you're going to follow the lion parent and leader guide. And you're going to follow the 7 steps to a meeting, which we follow all through Cub Scouts. So whenever they pick up their Tiger Den leader guide, they're going to be very, very familiar with the 7 parts to a meeting. Preparation, gathering, opening, talk time, activities, closing, and after the meeting. So, so you guys, these are really important. It's been the individuals that write this curriculum have PhDs in child development. Like they're very, very smart people and they're professionals in this field, and they've taken a lot of time to develop this curriculum and the way things are laid out. So it's really important that you choose to do an opening, have a little bit of talk time, and then some activities, and then a little bit more talk time, and then activities, and then have a closing, and then there's some things you have to do after a meeting. So these things are laid out on purpose. And your pack meeting should be following the exact same structure, just like your den meeting. All right, so here's an example of everything you're going to need right here. So in the gathering, the gathering activity, the point of the gathering activity is to keep kids busy that are early so that they're not running around in the gym. Has anyone ever experienced kids running around in the gym waiting for the pack meeting to start? If your hand's not up, you're lying. All right. So collect enough 1-gallon milk jugs for each lion to have one. Cut out the bottom of the jug and leave the handle intact. Use the milk jug to play catch with bean bags, ping pong balls, tennis balls, etc. As the lions develop skills in catching the objects, they increase the challenge by switching different items to catch. So this can keep kids busy for 15 minutes while the other kids are arriving. You just have to have 2 kids there to do it. So then you roll into an activity, and then here at the bottom you're going to talk about some logistics. So in here, the parent guide tries to predict the troubles that you're going to run into or the things that you haven't thought of. So it talks about transportation here. So it's trying to predict the hiccups that you're going to run into. So use this resource. Use it well. A quick note on this. So you may not be able to just start at the front of the book and work your way through the adventures. You might have to strategically select which adventure you're going to do first. Like if you don't want to do the hiking adventure in December and it's the 4th adventure, you should think about that. If you're okay putting jackets on your scouts and making them tough, then you can do that too. But you're adults, you got to figure that out. So there's that. So then we have our 5 required adventures. So Lion's Honor. So this is going to talk a little bit about the Scout Oath and Law and how that applies. The Lions are not going to be earning their Bobcat badge. They'll wait till after they become Tigers to earn that badge. So we're not working on the Bobcat badge, but we're starting to talk about the values and the morals and the values and the ethics of the Scout Oath and Law. So Fun on the Run, Animal Kingdom, Mountain Lion, King of the Jungle. And then there's our elective adventures. So just like in the rest of the Cub Scout program, adventures should take about 1 month to complete. So remember your audience. Remember, we're talking to kindergarten age youth. The kindergartners bring many great attributes to your den. They're eager to learn with high energy and very short attention spans. It's a time of wonder and curiosity. Remember that active, fast-paced learning environment? We're going to have to make sure we're participating in that. Remember that kindergartners have yet to master sitting still for a long period of time. So, focus, have them spend some of their energy. Don't be afraid to have them do jumping jacks or do a push-up contest. You got to keep these kids active. So one of the coaching tips that is provided is that if everyone's having a hard time listening, make sure to stop, let everyone recollect, maybe take a 2-minute break, maybe do some active activities. Always have an activity in your back pocket that you can kind of regather everyone into. So the recognition pieces are the advancement pieces. So your adventure, so we're not turning in any advancement reports. Your stickers are going to come with your Lion program kit, which is that $9.99 bundle I talked about earlier. And those stickers are going to go right in the book. Remember, those stickers are going to be awarded as soon as individuals complete that adventure, the immediate recognition program. You should not be waiting until they come to a PAC meeting to give them a sticker. Just like you should not be waiting till a PAC meeting to give them an adventure loop. You can do public recognition after the immediate recognition. The Boy Scouts of America's program is that you hand out, after you're done with your hiking adventure, you circle everyone up, you talk about what they accomplished, and you hand them the belt loop right then. Scouts they don't have the attention span, or they can't grasp that recognition that they did for that activity 4 weeks ago when they get to that PAC meeting. All they know is you're handing them a bag of badges. And that's not going to mean as much to them as if, I got this hiking adventure loop, and when I just finished a hike, and that memory is going to be associated with that badge. And remember, we're trying to instill a lifetime of values to these young men. So immediately recognize those youth. So after the Lion completes 5 required adventures, they're going to earn this Lion patch. So this is not an official badge of rank, so it really should not be worn on the left pocket of the BSA field uniform. So after this program becomes an official, not a pilot anymore, that may change. But for right now, I would highly recommend that they do not sew that onto their uniform. Plus, it's going to get a little bit clunky with 6 patches to sew on. So they can attach it wherever they want to. So there's no at-home activities. Adventures are going to be completed during den meetings and outings. There's also no faith-based adventures. In the rest of the Cub Scout program, there are faith-based adventures, and most of those are at-home adventures. So there's no faith-based adventures in the Lion program. Here's what the stickers look like. I think this one's pretty sweet. Lion with the 4 shoes. He's ready to go. So, all right. So dens from other grades hold their own den meetings. So we're not doing any sort of cooperative den meetings. Lions are part of a pack at an introductory level. Remember, we're trying to ease families into the scouting program. Lions attend 2 to 3 pack meetings. Pick a few very fun or special pack meetings. Holiday pack meeting, Blue and Gold banquet, end of year celebration. Training. So you can go to the Lion Guide and Parent Orientation presentation. That's what you guys are participating in right now. Every Lion Guide should have current youth protection training, which is available at scouting.org/training/youth protection. So online resources. So the online resources are scouting.org/lion. We also have a local Lions website at launchinto-scouting.org/lions-program. So all these materials are on there. All these same materials are on our Launch Into Scouting website as well. So after the pilot is completed, there's going to be an evaluation phase. And so feedback is going to be requested from all parents, Lion Guides, Cub Masters, and councils. So remember when I talked about that registration piece earlier? So if you're not registered as Lion Guide, you're not going to get Lion Guide evaluations. So if you're in that situation and you have feedback, you can provide that to me and I'll provide that to the national office. So I would highly suggest that you don't ignore those surveys. If there's something about the Lion program that you really think is stupid or doesn't make sense, please provide that feedback. Yes.
I know there are some positions that you can't be dual enrolled for. If your Lion Guide is also like your Cub Master, can you dual enroll that?
So your Lion Guide cannot be a Cub Master or committee chair.
Okay.
So what do we do if one of us?
Yeah.
Well, it's just part of the deal. So that means you won't be officially registered in that Lion Guide position. And if you're going to provide feedback, then you provide feedback just through an email with me, and then I'll package all that up.
We'll send out an email then all of us and say, hey, the survey's out, so they'll
Yeah.
list on that survey we can.
Yes. And the way these surveys have been set up in the past is you really can't like forward on a survey. Like every person gets one survey unique ID. So
Hey, Luke, I got a question. Is the identification number of the leader tied into that position at all? Back to her question, and is that going to cause any kind of issue?
no, it's not. I mean, the Lion Guide position will be.
I mean, if a Cub Master steps up to do that position, but is not registered as the
Lion Guide,
Lion Guides, is that,
then they're not going to get a survey.
that's the only ramification?
Well, I mean, I
I
can't.
don't know, I just didn't know.
I mean, just like anything else, like I can't tell you to be not the popcorn kernel and the committee chair. I mean, I can highly suggest you guys are your own leaders in your own pack. I can support and help you recruit leaders, but I really can't make you do anything except follow the BSA Guide to Safe
That's
Scouts.
what the commissioner's for, right?
So, all right. So here's our appendix, and we're going to talk a little bit about differences between the Lion program and an adult program, and similarities and differences. So shared leadership, recognition items, a uniform. We're doing the Scout Oath and Law, active and hands-on, and family camping with pack and no den camping. So what that means is when the families are all getting together to go camping, you guys can do that, participating in programs like Jubilee, Winter Wonderland Workshop. Lions are definitely welcome to participate in there. There's actually on the launchinto-scouting.org/Lions program, there's a list of all the council activities that are coming up in the 2016-17 program year with links to those registration pages that are suggested for Lions to participate in. Oh.
So this actually recommends taking the kindergartners on overnight camping.
Or family camping.
Solid.
So everyone participating together. So Lions, Donor, and Bobcat. Tiger should be meeting 3 to 4 times a month. Lions should be meeting 1 to 2. 2 to 3 pack meetings versus all the pack meetings. So fundraising. So when it comes to popcorn, like I said at the Soaring Eagle popcorn kickoff, if you were there, if you have a Lion family that's beating down your door wanting to sell popcorn, let the kids sell popcorn. If they're, especially if it's a generational family and they all sell together, you know, the kid's going to be there anyway, so let them sell popcorn, give them credit if you do scout accounts. let them participate there. But the national recommendation, as part of easing families into the program, is do not fundraise. It's again, number one of those things where I can't tell you, I can only give you suggestions. I can't participate in law. Yes, Jake.
So on the popcorn, the Lion will have a BSA registration number just like any other scout and will be able to be loaded into Camp Masters and done like any other scout.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Well, what I can't promise is that Camp Master will be ready for that. There's no reason why that shouldn't happen.
As long as they have a BSA registration number.
Yes, they'll have that.
Registered with a BSA registration number.
So the question was for those on the phone is, will their Lion ID be able to, will they be able to load their information in the Camp Master system? And I'm going to answer that question, yes. Was there a second question?
No, that's it.
If they don't do fundraisers and our pack, we have our boys.
How do they pay for their stuff?
Yeah, because you're gonna introduce them to this, but then you're gonna make them pay if we don't do any fundraisers and that in our pack, that's the problem with our pack.
So the response to that I'm going to give you is that you're right. Your pack is investing in the future of your pack. So commit a little bit of funds to making the Lions program happen for these families. Now have them pay their own registration fee of $29 or $39 if you're going to long charter families. And then if they need program financial assistance for that, just turn in a financial assistance just like you would anything else. But consider this an investment in the future of your pack. If you do this right, you're going to be cultivating leaders through that shared leadership model. You're going to be cultivating new Cub Masters, new treasurers, new advancement chairs, new den leaders. And that senior prom mentality, the juniors put on the prom for the seniors, and then the seniors reap that benefits. Kind of that same mentality with the Lions program. Now that's my suggestion. You guys can do whatever you want.
Speaking of dues, no, I forgot where I was going with that.
They pay the same registration fee as everyone
Yeah.
else. $2 a
Our
month.
pack does with the dues is if you sell popcorn, so much for the popcorn, the
Right.
pack pays the dues.
Right.
So we can offer that same thing to the Lions then.
So the way I phrased
Same
the way
sell.
correct. So you should not make an announcement that says any Lions that sell popcorn, at this level will not have that. But if you have a family that comes up to you individually and really wants to sell popcorn and really wants to earn their way, then let them. And I know that's fuzzy, but you guys use your best judgment. You guys are all adults. You guys are all scouters. And I trust you to use your judgment.
And then one more thing.
Yeah.
Is Aetna. Is the Lions program gonna follow, like if a family has Medicaid, they're gonna cover the Lions also?
So I haven't asked that question to Medicaid, but I can use that. I can do that as an action item from tonight's meeting and get back to you on that. If you'll send me an email so that I have your contact
I
information.
don't know if there is any.
Yeah, for
We have-
sure.
we
I'll just have to
two
ask
in
that
our pack
question.
Right now that are under that program.
I'll have to ask that question to them and then get a response from them. So they couldn't have participated. Any Lions next year cannot, Lions that are currently pre-K for the 2016-17 program year cannot go to day camp next summer. That was probably a little confusing. So any kids that are currently enrolled in pre-K who would be a Lion as of June 1st can't go to day camp next summer. They have to wait till the summer after their kindergarten year to go to day camp. You guys can- Yes, sir.
Yes, this is Paul from Pack 124 in Marford. Hey, do the boys qualify for Boys Life also for when they get signed up?
Yeah, they can participate in Boys Life at $1 a month.
$1 a month. Okay, that'll work.
Yep.
Do they count you on your 100% Boys Life?
Oh gosh. Sure. You want me? I'll use that as a takeaway. Does whoever has it? Pause while I write down these two questions. And I'll get those questions back to you, but I would forget them if I.
I still do like the troop level things.
Yeah.
And like high official, like, guys be?
Line guides, you need to be 21 to be an active adult leader in the Cub Scout program.
Okay.
So you could potentially have
Like a senior.
you could potentially have a den chief assist with the line program, but you have to be a 21-year-old leader to lead in the Cub Scout program. All right, so only had 2 unanswered questions. I'm pretty pumped about that. Oh, man.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know who you have to talk to, but the biggest shirt they have for the Lions is a small. And there is one boy in our pack that's only gonna last until December.
Okay.
He's a big boy.
Sure.
So I don't know if we can put a bug in whomever's ear to see if they can make bigger sizes.
You know, that's a good, I bet you I can get that implemented for the next program year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
but
figured
I would,
once he outgrows that,
yeah,
he's gonna
for
have
sure.
to wear his pack t-shirt.
yeah, or throw them in, yeah, and then throw them in a field uniform, June 1st.
Can you repeat that question?
So the question is the largest size that's sold of the Lion t-shirt is a size youth small. We have a family that needs a youth medium for their kindergarten age youth.
That kind of ties in along with what we were just asking ourselves with saving the parents some money. We automatically give our boys, our families, Class Bs.
Sure.
And they just wear a Class B.
So that's not going to be their official uniform. So the Lion shirts are really cool. So you guys, again, this is another one of those things. I can't tell you, like, I can make suggestions. The official uniform is the t-shirt for them. So like at the Blue and Gold banquet, they should wear their Lion t-shirt. But if you don't want to, I would not say no for those families. I would give those families an option. You don't want to make that decision. You don't want to tell those families they can't buy a Lion shirt. Let them make that decision on their own. But then if everyone doesn't, so uniform is still going to be a method of the Lion program. So if everyone doesn't have a t-shirt, then we're not following that method of scouting.
What I have noticed is that people who don't have to put out any of their own funds, the likeliness of them actually finishing something is a lot smaller. So I think sometimes if the parents have to make that financial commitment, they're going to see it through. A lot of parents I know say, well, we already did all this, you have to at least go until May.
Yeah.
So
Little skin in the game goes a long way, especially on those hard conversations. Yes, Jake.
Part of what our committee has done to decide how far we're going to integrate or not integrate the Lions is discuss uniforms, calendar, already which pack meetings that they're going to be invited to attend and how far we're actually, they're either in or they're out, and it's going to be kind of great. But I'm leaving it up to the committee to decide whether I'm going to dictate it.
Yeah, for sure. So what Jake was saying is just let your group of parents or your committee members decide how much participation they're going to have, and then make that decision at a pack level, just like you make the decision on pack dues, just like you make the decision on which week of summer camp you're going to go to.
I think what we were discussing as our pack was I'm going to sit down with our Lion parents and discuss whether they would like to attend every pack meeting and leave it open, because we have 4 boys that are going to be attending pack meetings regardless.
So again, it's like the sibling thing. Use your best judgment, but you should not say every Lion should be at every pack meeting, because you're defeating.
The parents of that child, do we want to just do because we do an activity every pack meeting.
Yeah. So I would discourage against going against the pilot program intentionally like that. But maybe it's but the closer you stick to the pilot program, the better data that's going to be received, and then that's the only way the program will change, is if you implement it properly and provide proper feedback. So if that may be one of your biggest frustrations, and maybe that's everyone's frustrations, is they don't come to pack meetings, so the Lions are never on the same page, because that's your primary communication tool. So if that's your frustration, then hammer that on the survey, and then it'll change. We are a large 2 million person movement, but stuff changes. You just got to have a loud voice sometimes. Any other questions? Do we have someone on the phone with questions?
can assistant cub master be dual role?
I can. I can figure it out.
Like a minute. And then, what did you say again on this use application? Where what bubble you use for line?
The Tiger adult partner. And then write K in the grade box. So the question is on the BSA youth application, you're going to use the K grade. You're going to put the letter K in the grade box. You're going to bubble in the Tiger adult partner bubble. And then if you would, write Lion really big on the application so that it gets processed correctly.
Then just get them all to fill out an adult application at the same time. Then
And
you
so
just
they
have
can-
it all ready to go when you fill in the blank and what position you're gonna get.
Yeah. And just hold that application until they step up to be assistant cub master, treasurer,
That's what we do.
dessert coordinator. All right. Well, none of my meetings that I ever hold last longer than an hour, and we're under that. So, oh, the key word, good call, Daniel. So the key word for those who watch this video later to email me so that I can record that you have trained is in the subject line. I want all caps, the best RAR that you can put, and then just say I attended the Lion, I watched the Lion video. So if you can give me a good RAR in the subject to luke.mcneese@scoutney.org, I've trusted that you've participated actively in this video. Well, let's have this group here give us a good RAR, and then we'll finish the training. Let's RAR on 3 for our best Lions year yet. 1, 2, 3.